Hello there, Internet. This is nelsonr12 speaking. Today's commentary is on a very controversial subject, so I just want to let you know about that. First thing, the commentary is not that old, but the video itself is very old. I think it was uploaded last September, but never mind. The point is, let's watch the video.
Hey, Mr. Atheist, what's going on?
Actually, I'm Mr. Atheist. This other guy's a straw man that you built for yourself.
Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking this picture was probably created by a 5-year-old.
Oh, okay, yeah, like yours is any better.
And that doesn't matter right now. Anyway, I'm putting my 24 cents into this video. So, yeah. Let's do this thing.
You're just gonna ignore me, aren't you?
I'm not.
Fine then, let's get on with this.
Please.
Hey, stupid God believer, you're stupid.
Well, aren't you a jerk? You haven't even said anything stupid yet. And Mr. Precious, it's not the God-believing part that makes us think you're stupid. I mean, there's deists, and we usually don't have a problem with them. It's the whole science is an evil conspiracy against God thing.
Actually, there are many videos and books and written articles and many things that actually use science to prove the existence of God. So, I guess we don't hate science and think it's of the devil and blah, bitty blah, bitty blah.
Okay, one, show me this evidence. I want to see it. Second of all, it's already been established there are plenty of creationists that try to use science to their advantage, like Ken Hovind, but he fails miserably at that, but that's not the point. Second of all, the main point here is that there are a lot of creationists that do think science is of the devil. We already know that there aren't a lot of them that do that, but there are plenty that do that, and that's what he's referring to.
Gee, you sure are grumpy, and you sound just like Patrick from SpongeBob.
You should know, you built him.
What?
He said he built him.
So, Mr. Atheist, I'd like to know what you think about the supernatural.
Well, put simply, I disbelieve the claims of the supernatural because of the lack of evidence.
You could say there's a lack of evidence, because, nobody's waking up with mysterious markings on their bodies. Nobody's been saved from forces unseen that help them through death and other things. So, you could say that there is no proof of the supernatural, but whatever.
Well, what you have to understand is that just because there are things on TV and on the internet about the supernatural doesn't necessarily mean it's true. You really can't make a claim about the supernatural unless you've had it experienced for yourself.
Let's just keep it going.
There's no such thing as the supernatural, just like there's no such thing as God. Just like there's no such thing as the flying spaghetti monster.
Well, technically, we can never be 100% sure about the non-existence of something, but I put it in the category as Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, leprechauns,
Unicorns, gnomes, Oompa Loompas. It's starting to sound like you're equating religion and the basis of all creation on children's stories.
He said Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. You're the one who's bringing in unicorns, Oompa Loompas, and guard gnomes and other children's stories.
Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Do you believe in the principle of cause and effect? You mean the rule that says something cannot come from nothing?
Not exactly.
And every effect must have a cause?
That's more like it.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
No!
No?
Just Chuck Testa.
The law of cause and effect has nothing to do with an effect having a cause. Please explain this.
The law of cause and effect has nothing to do with something cannot come from nothing. That's the first law of thermodynamics.
Granted, I will actually give that one to you, but it kind of branches off from it.
Well, actually, you both are kind of we'll get to the official definition later. We'll just branch to that another time.
So if the atheist straw man doesn't understand cause and effect, that means Mr. Creationist doesn't understand cause and effect.
Actually, it seems like they both kind of understand it perfectly fine. Granted, there's a little mismatch here and there, but they get the basic idea.
No, Mr. Creationist is wrong about cause and effect.
And I'm guessing that's what you've built your entire argument on. Oh, this is not going to be pretty.
You're right. It's going to be gorgeous.
That wasn't even funny, and yet it's still the most entertaining thing he's going to say throughout this video.
Yeah, of course, you moron. And that's why I don't believe in your stupid God. Because your God would totally break that rule, idiot.
That's not really how that argument goes, but never mind. I'm not here for you. I'm here for Mr. Atheist.
Shut up, Mokuba.
Please continue.
How about the Big Bang Theory? You agree with that? Duh, of course. That's how the universe started. A big explosion of matter and energy.
Actually, it would be better described as the expansion of a singularity.
Expansion of a singularity. So now you're saying that the Big Bang Theory is just an expansion of one thing?
Do you even know what singularity even means?
It wasn't some supernatural force, creationist moron. Okay, Mr. Atheist, if you agree that something can't come from nothing, then who or what caused the Big Bang? In other words, where did the original matter and energy come from that started the Big Bang?
Whoa. Hold everything. This is an equivocation fallacy. The law of cause and effect has to do with the transition of matter from one state of being to another state of being.
What? Again, what? What? Huh?
I think it's about time you go and get your hearing checked.
For example, if a carpenter carves a block of wood into a chair, then the effect is that the wood remaining is now in the shape of a chair, and the cause is the carving.
So, wait a minute. Now you've taken cause and effect and turned it into something so small as it's just to create a chair?
It doesn't really matter what example you use as long as you use an example that describes your point.
It's pretty vague. I mean, turning matter from one phase to another, that's a really vague definition of cause and effect.
It's still more accurate than what Mr. Creationist said about something can't come from nothing.
Granted, it's part of it, but a small part of it.
Well, the official definition of cause and effect is more or less the other way around of what the original creationist said. It's more or less every cause has an effect, not vice versa.
The carpenter doesn't magic a chair into existence. He causes the wood to change its state of being.
Now I'll ask you something that you can't answer considering this is a video response. Didn't he have to, create an idea for the chair and, think it out? Kind of like the universe would have probably had to been thought out. Like the chair didn't just come out of nowhere.
Well, you see, just because it had been thought out doesn't necessarily mean it wouldn't apply to cause and effect. Yeah, a chair would have been thought out, but doesn't mean the universe has to have been thought out. So, saying a chair has been thought out, not a good point.
So your entire argument falls flat because it's been revealed, by yours truly, that the law of cause and effect has nothing to do with causing matter to exist.
Yes, his entire argument based on cause and effect has nothing to do with the matter being caused, only the matter being affected. Okay.
Nope. And even though that Mr. Atheist didn't actually get the entire definition of cause and effect, his definition is still more accurate than what you and Mr. Creationist are saying.
It only deals with matter changing from one state of being to another state of being.
Wait, I think there's a word for that. It's not cause and effect. There's something else for it. Oh wait, it's that word Obama uses. Oh yeah, change. So you're disproving his argument by saying cause and effect is a change and not something being caused or effect.
No. Are we going to have to go over this yet again?
Okay, sorry for stopping everything. We can continue now.
You idiot! The universe is a constant. It's just always been there.
Well, then I would actually agree with the first law of thermodynamics, but once again, you can stop being a jerk.
Well, if you're right, that means the universe defies the law of cause and effect, doesn't it?
Yes, considering that the law of cause and effect states that something is caused to create an effect, and the Big Bang Theory has an effect, obviously, but there's no cause. So, therefore, the whole Big Bang argument is null and void.
Well, you see, just because we don't know the cause of the Big Bang doesn't mean that it didn't absolutely happen. We're still looking for that 110% confirmation that we know. We made some really good advancements in finding out what may have caused, with things like the God particle, etc., etc.
No, because the law of cause and effect only has to deal with matter changing from one state of being to another state of being.
Okay, wait, I'll use your logic here. So, let's say someone has an idea, and they tell someone, and the idea starts to spread. Wouldn't that be cause and effect, considering the cause is spreading the idea, and the effect is it's spread? So, there's no matter involved in that. So your argument for cause and effect is also an equivocational fallacy.
Not entirely. Granted, your example would be cause and effect, but so would Mr. Atheist's example as well. So, but the original creationist is not an example, so simply put, you're both right.
Not causing it to exist. Once again, I have to remind you that you've made a fallacy of equivocation.
And that would make the existence of our universe supernatural, which means we both believe in a supernatural cause for our existence.
Wow, when you build your argument on a logical fallacy, you can come up with some crazy crap.
Yeah, seriously, just ask the guy in the black shirt. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, good. I was going to ask the guy in that Jesus shirt.
You idiot. The universe just kind of started on its own. The Big Bang was how the universe created itself.
What the hell? Okay, Mr. Creationist, answer this honestly. Were you high when you were making this guy?
I guess you neglected to read the sign that said possible answer. Not necessarily the right answer, but just one of the many answers someone would give in this argument.
Doesn't matter if he said possible. His argument was about how fucking crazy his actual theory was.
How would the universe create itself? That would also break the law of cause and effect.
Actually, no, because once again, the laws of cause and effect has to do with matter transferring from one state of being to another state of being. What he just said would break the first law of thermodynamics. It would just be, in general, a really stupid thing to say.
Yes, but like you said before, the law of cause and effect is matter changing from one state of being to another, but we've already established that it's not. It's just something being caused to create an effect. So your argument would just be a really stupid thing to say.
Talk normally!
You just said that was a big reason you don't believe in God. So then, shouldn't you stop believing in our universe?
Even if we were to ignore all your other logical fallacies, there's one big difference between God and this universe.
Please, go on.
We can actually observe this universe.
Oh, really? We can observe this universe. Okay, here's the problem with that. We can observe this universe, or only a small portion of this universe as of today. We're not talking about today. We're talking about back insert amount of years ago. So, can we observe the universe then? No. So you have no proof of the Big Bang, and you have no proof of your argument.
What? Okay. Just give me a second here to comprehend what you just said. That we could observe the universe. First of all, observing a small portion of the universe is still observing a portion of the universe. Is still the universe nonetheless. Second of all, when exactly were we able to not observe this universe? Because just the fact that we're able to look up and see stars means that we can observe, and by observe I mean see, the fucking universe. Yeah, sure, it's just literally the tip of the iceberg, but it is still observing the universe nonetheless. And second of all, even if you manage to make points 1 and 2 make sense, why, oh God, why would you try to use his argument about the existence of the universe to try and debunk the Big Bang Theory? I don't see the connection between those two. And on top of that, it would be impossible for us to see the Big Bang Theory because humans evolved several million years after the Big Bang actually occurred. So the fact that you are trying to use the existence of the universe to debunk the Big Bang in some way, shape, or form, it can only mean one thing.
You
Haven't you heard of virtual particles? Scientists have found particles that might come into existence from literally nothing. So maybe something can come from nothing.
Okay, for one, virtual particles have not been fully scientifically verified.
Neither has the freaking Big Bang Theory, you dunce!
The Big Bang Theory has been further verified than God has.
2. This answer is unneeded ever since we've shown this entire thing is built on an equivocation fallacy.
The equivocation fallacy of something being caused to create an effect.
Why are you telling us this?
Well, if you're right, doesn't that make God scientifically possible?
No.
Why not? Because then that would prove that God could come from nothing, and you could use science to prove of God's existence.
No, because that's not how science works. We would love for there to be a way to use science to prove God exists or doesn't exist, but that's not how science works.
No, it wouldn't. If you knew what science was, you wouldn't have asked that question.
Why?
Dude, we just talked about this.
Well, I've heard some really smart atheists talk about other dimensions of time, or an eternally oscillating universe. Stuff like that might explain a universe without a first cause.
Gracious, I see that you built your straw man with the exact same equivocation fallacy. That's how you plan to win this argument.
No, I've talked to quite a few atheists, and they all kind of sound like that. They've all given me something like one of those 4 possible answers. So, yeah.
Okay, no atheist would ever say that and know what they're talking about.
Wow. Well, can those things be observed scientifically? No.
Actually, the answer would be not yet.
Nope, not you. No, you're saying not yet, indicating that you can't. So don't even try to validate what you're saying.
Isn't that one of your biggest complaints about God?
Actually, no. Our problem is that you're making a claim and believing it without evidence.
You could say that, or you could say that we actually do have some evidence of God. But then you could also say that there's not full evidence of the Big Bang, only partial evidence of it.
2 things. 1. What evidence for God? 2. Partial evidence for the Big Bang is still more evidence than what we have for God. And if we really did have evidence for God, I guarantee you it would be partial evidence.
We, on the other hand, are actually looking for the answer.
And we're not looking for an answer to prove God based on science. We're just kind of walking around doing nothing. I mean, you know, all the studies and classes that have been used to help prove God using science, all of the books and the articles and various documentaries that people use in order to use science to help prove the existence of God. But I guess we're just not doing anything to look for an answer. You know, no answers out there for us, but whatever.
Yep, that's pretty much it. No evidence.
What he threw out were some hypotheticals, but we won't believe them until we actually find the evidence to back up the claim.
So why the freaking hell do you believe in the Big Bang Theory? There's no full evidence.
Full evidence, maybe not. Partial evidence is still evidence.
That's the difference.
Big freaking difference.
Never mind. I've decided I don't totally agree with the law of cause and effect, okay?
No need to do that, because what you two have been talking about hasn't been the law of cause and effect.
Then what the heck has it been? If the law of cause and effect has nothing to do with something being caused to create an effect, then why are you trying to even make an argument for it?
His argument, and what they've been talking about, has not been the law of cause and effect. It's the first law of thermodynamics. That's his argument.
Okay. That means you can no longer use that law to argue against God.
Agreed. I will never use your bastardized false version of the laws of cause and effect to argue against God.
Probably better that way, considering you have no idea what the law of cause and effect is.
Yes, he does.
So this was the argument that was supposed to blow up my head. Sorry to say, but it's still quite attached. Actually, a little bit disappointing, but that's what happens when you build your entire argument on a logical fallacy. But anyway, good night, everyone, and may the Force be with you.
So that's my argument disproving his argument on the law of cause and effect for the other guy's argument. And that's it. So instead of the Force be with you, Jesus be with you. And remember, Jesus loves you. Have a good night.
So that was my argument debunking his argument, which was quote-unquote trying to debunk Mr. Atheist's argument, which debunked Mr. Creationist's arguments. This is really going on the border of one of those like 5-level commentaries that are really hard to follow. But anyways, I'm nelsonr12. Thanks for watching. And instead of may the Force be with you or Jesus be with you, may the pasta be with you. And remember, everyone is a spy.